There's such a big difference between being alone on the one hand, meaning that you want to be in the presence of other people, and loneliness on the other hand. Being alone is a very natural something because we are evolved as social creatures. So naturally we want to be around other people. We want to do things together. We want to share our problems and our successes and everything. It's very normal to be around other people. But loneliness is a totally different thing. Loneliness is an emotion, a devouring emotion, a feeling that takes away all of our energy. And the two do not have to go together. This is something that I realized for myself a long time ago, and I want to share it with you. So first of all, even though we are social creatures, it's perfectly normal and very common that you want to be alone sometimes in your life. I'm definitely no stranger to that myself. I love being alone. And I have been alone in my life for many times and long stretches of time. I've been completely alone, just to introspect and to be, to expand my own consciousness, just not talking to a soul for long periods of time. And I think many people feel that way. Even in your ordinary social life, you sometimes just want to be left alone, right? But I think that if I would ever live alone somewhere in nature, like completely cut off from people, not with the intent to ever go back to a society, that I think is very unnatural. And I think nobody really wants that. I think that goes against human nature. So if people feel that way, I think that there is an underlying something that needs to be solved, which is the real culprit of that feeling, not the true desire to be completely alone for all the time, forever. I don't think that's natural. But now about loneliness. Loneliness is an emotion, a feeling, an energy-devouring state of being that takes away all of the excitement in your life. And that excitement is necessary to live a true life. You need to have excitement in your life. That means that you need to be happy to wake up in the morning. You need to have a goal to wake up in the morning. And loneliness can take away that passion for life, that excitement. I know this myself. A long time ago, I would wake up like that and even cry myself to sleep at night, because I was extremely lonely. But I discovered at one point that I can be alone without being lonely. And the way I did that is by truly looking at what was going on inside of me. And I could localize it. I could localize this energy. It was right in the center of my body. This burning, like a devouring, burning energy that took away all of my life's passion, my life lust. And by becoming conscious of that loneliness, it started to ebb away because I completely took it into consciousness. I did not push it away. This is really true. And what came to me at one point was that I could just be alone and wanting to see other people, but at the same time not have to be lonely. And when that realization came, the loneliness just faded away. And not only that, also the fear for ever being lonely again. It was so clear that loneliness had no place, had no reason to be there other than that I was not conscious of it. And therefore the idea that it could ever come back just vanished. And this is like a long, long time, like years ago. And it hasn't come back for a single minute. And of course I have been alone a lot, but never has loneliness come back into my life. And that is because I took it out of the shadows and I looked at it for what it was, and it was so clear that it is a completely unnecessary emotion. An emotion that only is present because it can live in the dark, because we're not conscious of it. And it's so clear that if that is the case for me, it has to be so for everybody. Because all my emotions are all people's emotions. My emotions are not exclusively for me. I don't have emotions that people don't have. I don't have thoughts that other people don't have. We all share the same mind. We all share the same field of emotions. We all share the same evolutionary traits. Some people have a little bit more of something, some a little bit less of something else. But basically it's all just human emotion, human thought, isn't it? If my loneliness can go and never return, it's exactly the same for everybody. I'm 100% sure of that. But of course the trick is to not push it away, to see it and to feel it in yourself. The stronger the loneliness is, the more you can identify it in your body as an energy. And if you can identify it in your body as an energy, if you can see it, feel it in yourself, in your body as an energy, that means that you have total control over it. You can do with it whatever you want because you can see it. When you can see it, the only thing you actually have to do is look at it. You could change it, but just being aware of it actually is enough to make it become redundant. And when something is redundant, it's not going to stay. That's just sanity. If something is redundant, it's not going to stay. When you're conscious of something redundant, in your field of emotion, thought, in your mental world, it's going to go. But you have to be conscious of it. That's the trick. See, the more we run away from things, the more in ourselves, the more they have a dominance, a power. So I hope you can see this within yourself, that being alone does not need to be accompanied by loneliness. Not at all. Loneliness is an emotion that can come up. It's kind of like an energy-devouring emotion or an energy-consuming emotion that only has to be there when we're not conscious of what goes on inside of us.